Welcome to Last Biatch Standing. I'm your host, Mrs. Mobetta. All right. And let me start off by saying, baby, I'm not perfect, but I'm just getting better with each day. And we can all do that. All right. I encourage everyone to go with the motto, to go with that plan, honey. I don't care if you utilize Mobetta, put it in between your name, put it in between your booty cheeks for all I care. I do not care if you go by it. Just make sure you pass the message along that we getting better with each day out here in these streets. It's been a while since I've done my thing. It's funny how time has passed. Um, I was doing podcasting before it really just took off. I know a lot of people who been doing their thing for the past few years and are in places and in rooms, honey, where power is spoken and things are getting done, honey. I wished I would have stayed on my evolutionary flow, especially when it came to, just politicking, because at the end of the day, I know people that are in places that are doing things and can be able to do things that I'm very proud of them of. I'm no hater. Life happens. Um, it was COVID that took me out the comedy game because wasn't no comedy clubs opened up. And I haven't been on stage in the past 2 years. I went back on and did a few shows here and there. Just not to say my heart's not into it, but when my heart's not into something, I don't force myself into it. I really had to get back into podcasting. I knew I needed to be heard because people was begging me to do podcasts with them leading up to me just finally doing it on my own. Um, People wanted to see me back on air. So it says, I seen you fell off. I said, well, or you dropped it and the ball. And I said, well, let me pick it back up. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it on my own time. I'm going to do it um, in my own spot, meaning I put it all together myself. Like, God is good. Because there were people that were like, you know what, I help you. I'll help you do this. I'll help you do that. And yada, yada, yada. And then those same people will have you waiting around on them. And God said, baby, we ain't doing no more waiting around. You're too talented when it comes to creativity to be waiting around for anybody to do something for you when you can do it yourself. And so I encourage you, if you're in a space right now where somebody was like, oh, I got you, and I got you to death, and you still sitting around waiting around for them to have you, baby, don't do that because it's as simple as going on to Google, researching. There's videos, there's books. I mean, you can go to Barnes and Nobles, or you can go into half price books and sit there at tables and bring you a notebook or take out your phone and snap some pictures. If you don't want to buy the book, I mean, there's too many things that can show you what to do for you to be for you to be making up excuses as to why you ain't got it done yet. Is what I'm saying, baby. I researched mics. I bought the computer I needed. I bought the programs I needed based off experience from podcasting before. And then even then, it was like, well, this is what I was using before, but I'm still going to research and see what else is out there on the market that's in competition with this. I just didn't want to put together anything. Like, I wasn't just going to throw nothing together. My journey in podcasting started off not in the studio. I remember, I don't even know if they still have this type. I'm sure they do. It's the one where you can use your phone and dial in and have listeners from a website, or I guess they're listening from their phone. And then you can have hosts assign each one like admin where they can control the calls that come in and stuff like that. And I did that. That was first. I think that was back in like, my God, 2009, 10. I had did my first interview with an artist by the name of Agassi. He's a, I want to say Nigerian artist, or a South African artist. I'll put it that way because I'm not quite sure what part of Africa he was from, but pretty good artist. And that was over the phone. And then from there, I moved to, excuse me, this place in Arlington, Fishbowl Radio. Fishbowl. A girl had invited me. Her name was Kayana to be a part of her show. It was me, Kayana, and this guy. Trying to think of his name. He's still on my Facebook. King something or other. We were all on there and just discussing life topics, and um we would do like pop-ups or whatever, go to different places and promote those places. That was fun. Wonder what those guys are up to. I'm not sure. And then from there, I went to Deep Ellum on Air, and there was this beautiful place downtown over there where the Fremont restaurant is now on Elm. I think that's Elm. Yeah, right there where they play jazz and all that right now. Now, and they have the food and the live food. That was our building. Hmm. Beautiful setup. Shout out to Deep Ellum on Air. They're still out there doing their thing. Um, very accommodating. Um, very loving people that run that over there. They give you a good deal, a good price on if you want to start out and you don't really feel like having to figure it out yourself. You can go down there, get you 2 hours. I'm not going to quote rates because I don't know what it is now, but it was pretty reasonable for 2 hours. I think I used to do 2 hours every 2 weeks or an hour and a half every 2 weeks. I can't remember because I had did that off and on. Like I was going strong for like a good year, 3 years, and then fell off, and then I'd come back. Either way, whenever I came back, it was all love, and they always found the time or opportunity for me to do my thing. I've interviewed a lot of different artists in Dallas. I want to say my first interview was Big Lack the Boy. I want to say in that was he my first one? Yeah, he was my first one, which was awesome because I was able to share some of his wonderful music. He's an awesome artist. It's funny because a lot of people don't realize that some artists aren't mainstream per se, meaning you yourself might not heard of Big Lack the Boy, but a lot of his songs and his artistry has ended up in movies. I can't think of the top of my head, but when he told me a few, you got to go listen to the interview, and he explains like my hustle don't stop, my grind don't stop. Um, so he's gotten quite a few of his songs and in movies, and you might have listened, heard it, or in TV shows. You might have heard it, didn't realize. I've learned a lot of artists that way. I'm the type of person, if I like a song, I'll go look up, see who it is. So a lot of people discover him that way. And some people just hear it and don't realize they listening to it just a whole G. Like he done got his check. He don't care. Not necessarily, that's not necessarily say he doesn't care if you go check out his music. Excuse me, I'm like this. But it ain't stopping no check is what I'm telling you. So go listen to it. Don't go listen to it. It's cool. Um, you can listen to my podcast. I'm all over. But I am on Spotify. I am on Apple, and those are the two main two, and Amazon, and quite a few others. Now, when it comes to Apple, and I think I'm going to work on Spotify next. I will have subscriber based shows. So I've already set up my subscriptions. There's one on there um, that's subscriber only. That's like a past show, like an archive show with GBMG, another group I interviewed, really good interview. Um, I like touching on subjects with people. um, and seeing where their mind is, especially artists, because a lot of times our children end up listening to a lot of these folks, and you don't know where they mind at. You don't know where their mind's at. You don't know where their heart's at. And I dig a little deeper. That's why I tell people, especially artists, before I interview them, send me your music. Like, send me what you want me to play, what you want me to listen to. Because what I do is I actually take the time, listen to the song, and I wouldn't so much say I critique it as I try to get an understanding of what the person is saying. And that way when they get on the show, I can be like, okay, I like this song because of this beat. Um, you said this on this part, what do you mean? Is that how you move? Or, have you experienced a situation like that? Or did it just sound good type thing? Like I dig deep and I think that's what people appreciate. And as far as like the artists go, and the people listening when it comes to artists I've interviewed in the past. I enjoy getting to know people on a deeper level. I don't care if they're artists or not. Um, I did the Yes Live Can interview when her and Nikki was beefing. When I say beefing, like they been beefing because Liv say Nikki been stole her style. And this is at the part of like Cardi coming out and her and Nikki beefing. And her and Liv became really close because Liv, she's a New York girl by way of Chicago, meaning she's a Chicagoan, but she's been in New York just as long by now at this point because she was a supermodel. Did that interview? Don't know what happened to that interview. I wish I could find it. Um, that was a good interview. I did that on Deep Ellum on Air. And that was a good one. And she just laid it all out as far as like how Nikki been biting her style. Girl, she had videos. She had um she had the evidence. All right. I'm not gonna even dig into that because time has gone by. That's been a while ago. People done had children by now. Everybody's doing their thing. I'm trying to remember the last time Cardi even said Nicki name and Nicki didn't say Cardi name. We know they the best of friends now, but let's wish peace in the Middle East and New York. New York. Let's do that. Let's get grimy. Face that. It doesn't matter. Um, other than that, I've just been working, working, working. And I finally got the chance to take time to build what it is I'm trying to build here, which is a new era of talk. And when I say a new era, meaning we had those for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. It seemed like our voice was trying to be taken from us. A lot of people don't understand um, how they were trying to keep us censored in the media and online. And it took Mark Zuckerberg coming out and saying, yeah, the Biden administration, they forced us to censor people, especially folks who were putting out facts that they didn't want to be accepted by the general public. Let's be real. When somebody can be open enough to tell you that, um, and that's after the fact, because imagine, okay, you own a business, right? And they do this with farmers. It's like, okay, I got 10,000 healthy chickens. And then they go, we want the price of eggs to be to raise. We want you to cull all 10,000 of your chickens and we'll give you $500,000 or we'll give you 2.5 million so we can raise it. They've done that. Farmers will tell you the government has done that. They'll say, oh, you see, you have 2,050 acres or 300 acres of corn. We want the price of corn to go up. So we gonna want you to burn all that corn Isn't that crazy? Look it up. You think I'm making stuff up. See what I'm saying? A new era of talk in the sense that these are things I've been known, but I feel like there was a censorship on sharing that information under a different, I'd say presidency, but it felt like a regime, don't you think? Like, even talking politics with family feels like they're the Gestapo. They're liberal, and I look at here. I don't care who you voted for. I really don't. Like when Biden got in, I didn't make people feel no type of ways when he won, but I just still know. I mean, when he did something stupid, I was easy. I would point it out, and that's the thing. Didn't nobody liberal talk about Biden for years, but years before he even got in? We pointed out this man is mentally at a mental decline. And it took him trying to run for the second time for them to finally admit it. It's like, if you didn't see all that years before he got in, and now you trying to admit it now because you want him to get out the way. I don't like how they, let me tell you something. I didn't care for Joe as a president, but I don't like how they did him when it came to him trying to run again. Because they should have been, if you're going to put Kamala as the forward runner, do that 2.5 years in. Because it's funny, when she was VP, all I've read in the comments, even from liberals, was, Kamala, she's a VP. What if she has she done? What is she doing? She was traveling around to the different countries and setting up different agendas that she wanted in order, like, they'll, for instance, they would go to India and be like, we'll give you this, but you got to let us put some LGBTQ type deals in there. And you got to allow this. Like they were trying to change other people's culture when it came to LGBTQ, when it came to just gender based policies. And I can get you trying to do that in Iraq somewhere. Not, well, not even then. I mean, hell, that's some people culture. If they don't want it to be, I don't understand trying to change anybody culture and then do it at the price of money. Meaning, well, we'll help you, but we want to push this over here. A lot of countries in Africa don't even accept help from America because they don't want them trying to push certain agendas over there. And can you blame them? Certain sociology type, like some people just want to be left alone. And I remember when I was younger, my great grandmother, excuse me, she'd always say, we at the end of our days, and this was back in 93, I had to been like 8. And she would tell me that. And my great grandmother would always just have great conversations. We talk about the Bible and her growing up, you know, in Waxahachie, and just the change she's seen, and how she was like, yeah, this ain't good. This ain't, we not heading down the right road. I remember when there was still prayer in school. Like when I was in school, I think when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, Acton Elementary, um, and up till then we had prayer in school, and I think it was in 5th grade they completely took it away. So Daniel, it was like some law passed federally where it's like you can't have prayer in school. Like we didn't force anybody to pray. It was basically, if you want to pray, we got this prayer at the beginning of the morning. The kids can be here by this time. If not, they don't have to be, and they don't have to do the prayer. But every morning I would make it on time because I was gonna pray. I was raised in a church. My mom was gonna make sure I got there, and even she didn't. It got to a point where it was just so regular for me. It was like, okay, prayer. I remember in the mornings at school, the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody had to stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Why is that so, like, why would anybody be so mad if their child had to do the Pledge of, if you don't want your child doing the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America, then homeschool them. I mean, raise your own radical. Who wants to raise a radical? Who wants to raise a child that doesn't appreciate the country that they're from? I don't. That's how you radicalize children. And no, I mean, I, I don't know. All I know is if you don't, not to say it should be a requirement anymore, but I remember as a child having a sense of patriotism because it was instilled in me. Um, I I didn't deal with racism growing up, so but that doesn't mean I didn't have those conversations with my parents. My parents would explain to me certain things that maybe they went through or they experienced or their parents had to experience. I get it. Um, have I had moments where I uh dealt with assholes? Sure. And here's the thing. I'm the type of person, if I feel like somebody has a problem with me, my first go to isn't you're a racist. Because some people are just either really shitty people. It really doesn't matter who they are, who they dealing with. And some people are just having a really bad day. And let me tell you this, I've ran into more people who were just really having a bad day. And I corrected them in a respectful way. And and cleared the air to where it was like, okay, it's still no excuse, but I understand. We all have our days. Like I went to a Dickie's barbecue once. I think it was probably 45 minutes or an hour before it closed. I walked in, lady looks up, she's wiping down the counter. Didn't see, could have a high and like you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can wipe down the counter and say hello at the same time too. She didn't say nothing. I go and stand there in front of her because it's like, okay, I'm gonna let you do what you do. I see you're busy. I'm not just gonna start rambling off. But I stand there and I'm just looking ahead. And then she finally looks at me and is like, can I help you? I said, I said, hello. And she goes, hello. And I was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on with you? And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, because you seem a little upset. And she's like, oh, she's really had a bad day. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, because if you can't start with hello, then we definitely need to start over. She was like, hello, and I apologize. And I was like, you know what? It's cool. And I said a little prayer for her. And honey, let me tell you, she hooked up my plate. She hooked it up. I could have been, and some, I give people grace before I go off, is what I'm saying to you. She could have just remained shitty, but she apologized and she got her act together. We both was laughing by the end of it all. And I went about my day with my big old plate of barbecue. And she only charged me. She didn't charge me for extra. Let me put it that way. She charged me what she was gonna charge me, but she gave me extra and didn't charge me for no extra. And all I'm saying is sometimes people are having a shitty day. Some people are just assholes. Hell, I've dealt with black people who done me worse than white folks. I've been in line. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced this. I've been in line at just a regular restaurant. Half the time I was picking up for somebody else because I did Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that. And a black dude will literally, I would be in line with like two white people ahead of me. Black dude, he'd talk to the white person. Yeah, yeah, you have a great day. Same thing with black chick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Smiling, grinning all in their face. And then they get to me and I'm like, hello. And then they're like, what can I do for you? What is that? What is that? I know I'm not the only black person to experience another black person doing that to them. Now I've had white people do that to me too. And then I would be like, they're either I would see them as racist, but when you have black people do it like that, then it's like I think in both their minds, they feel like this is a black woman. There's nothing I can do to please her. I'm just going to be monotone and treat her like she could bite off my neck at any moment. So when you've had black people do you that way, it's weird because how can you complain about white folks who did it? It's like we've all instilled that in each other. I don't know. I don't even know if to call it racism or bigotry. For you to like, you see, I'm coming up, I'm smiling, I'm doing what you just did with all these other folks. Like, why is it so hard for you to smile for me? It's for you to be chipper with me. Why is it so monotone? So I try to stay out of the racist finger pointing. I'm trying to think. I call people racist in humor, especially liberals, because baby, they are. Like I be talking about something I don't agree about when it comes to politics. And the first thing that goes is, well, you're on food stamps, and then you probably don't know who your baby dad. This is a white liberal or a black liberal talking to me like this. I don't first off, never been on food stamps. Hell, I tried when I lost my job years ago. We're gonna talk about that after. Never been on food stamps, don't have any children. So I don't fit the narrative of what a lot of black people have in their head, not even black folks. And they're like, your daddy probably didn't love you. First off, my parents were married for over 40 years, lived in the same house with both of them. And then you probably, you did. And it's like everything they try to hit on with me, it's a hit, it's not even a hit and a miss. It's just a whole miss. You, you got the right one. I'm the one, and not to say that's why I go by Bo Better. I go by Mo Better because my my first grade teacher, Mrs. Rushing, she had on her wall, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. That was a word. I would love reading that. I took that with me. Now, I'm not the best. Well, but I am better each day. So until I get to best, it's Miss Mo Better, and then it'll be Miss Mo Best, and that's gonna really fuck people up. They be like, "What's Miss Mo Better?" No, it's Miss Mo Best. It's Miss Mo Best. Yes. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful if I found a husband and that was his last name, Mo Best? Is that a last name? I don't know. That's cute though. That'd be cute. Maybe I will just change my last name to Mo Best. Make it legal. I'm not about to give you my whole name. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's Miss Mobile. You need not know my first name unless you about to put a ring on it over here, child. Let me tell you. Give you my first name. What you want next? My birthday? Maybe I'll get that to you. Gotta come up with a what you call that, a wish list and a link tree y'all can subscribe to. But I wanted to reintroduce myself, and I hope you enjoy this ride that we're heading on. And like I said, go on to Apple, Last Biatch Standing. That's Last. Biatch is spelled Biatch. And if you don't know how to spell standing, then you weren't meant to find my channel. But go on over there and subscribe. It's $3.99. I'm gonna say a month. Or you could uh subscribe for the whole year, and I want to say it's $29.99, which makes more sense because you save like 15, 16 bucks if I'm doing the math correctly. You'll save some money basically. Now, I will tell you this, you do get the first 2 weeks um of your subscription free, and that way you can decide whether or not you want to continue on. So again, we'll have subscriber based episodes because we got some things that I'm only willing to touch on, baby, if you paying me for it. Because my whole thing is this: I'm an open book, and I think that's what that scares a lot of my friends and family. Because I mean, let's just say this. I was the child that my parents be like, please don't go and say nothing. Don't say nothing to nobody. Don't touch nothing. Don't like they would, boy, let me tell you, they don't they don't like that I'm so open. I've admitted stuff to people in front of my mom and be like, you remember that? And I'd be like, you remember that time I got arrested and da da da? My mom be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. She would straight up do that to me in front of people where I'm just being open and honest about my life. My mom be like, when they move around, she'd be like, now why would you say that? It's the truth. Why are you why are you hiding my truth? So again, and then you got people in my family, honey, they like to go run tell that. And I'd be like, why are you running back and telling my mama or my daddy anything I said? Like, you think I'm gonna be like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. I'm gonna be like, damn right, that's what I said. Damn right, that's what I did. And I mean, why did they? I said, I had to tell my parents, look here, when people come to you about me, why don't you just tell them to mind their goddamn business? Why is that so hard? Why? Why? Why is that so hard? I never understood that. I don't get it. Like, and then I don't know. I just can't stand fake people. The people is literally will fix themselves out of my lives. And here's the thing about that. You just gave me something else to talk about. Now I can help other people understand it really doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do, nothing you can say to make people like you. And I don't care what it is you done for them. And it be people you never asked a thing from in your life, honey. I'm talking about, but you always had their back and always got your name in your they got your name in their mouth. Don't get it, don't understand. I don't I let me tell you, baby, I've done 20 some years trying to figure it out. And let me tell you this, the best advice I can give you when it comes to people like that, you just let them do them, baby. And you can move around. Just move around and God will send you your tribe. I'm here for the people that are here for me. And I'm not looking to most people be like, you can't just get rid of people like that from your life, baby. That's just, I ain't got rid of them, baby. You're getting rid of them. Yeah, I don't know your definition of it is, but what I won't do is subject myself to unnecessary drama from people who bring it, and that's all they got to bring, baby. 'Cause everybody ain't meant to sit at your table. I'm the type of person where I want it to be established where we at before I get to where I'm going. So that way, can't nobody say I changed, baby. You ain't gonna feel the difference. You'll see it. You'll see the difference when it comes to me. Like you ain't gonna feel it because I mean we ain't been talking, so ain't no need for you to talk to me now. I'm a high and by you like I was before. Can't nobody say I changed. Money changed you, baby. No, it changed your view of me, which is why you in my face now trying to have a conversation. You wasn't trying to do that then. It changed you. So I'm looking forward to that day. I can remind people I ain't changed. I'm the same person that been talking shit since I was like, I could do it. All right. I'm the same person that's been speaking my life into existence since I realized I could do it. And the only thing that's changed, well, shit, that's the only thing consistent in life has changed. So is this bank account really? Shoot. Shoot, even now, baby, I'm clocking them OT hours, and you know Trump, he's trying to get it to where. Matter of fact, he signed. I want to say he signed an executive order because my last few paychecks, boy, I know they could. I don't think they've been taking no taxes out of my OT, baby. Them checks looking right. They looking right. All right, and I did only like 14 hours. I did 20 hours this past week, baby, and I do 10. next week. And I've been working from home for the past 15 years. So you know I ain't gotta spend no money on no gas, baby. Oh, this check about to be. That's damn near $40 an hour I'm about to get paid. Damn near 40 times 30. That's a whole nother paycheck. So don't let people talk you out your blessing. That's all I'm saying. And so I'm looking forward to it again. Go there. And also, you can keep up with episodes if you're wondering where you can go to find other media or places you can watch episodes on. You can go to lastbiatch.com. That's LASTBIATCH.com. And from there, you can go to the YouTube, um, Spotify, Amazon, and Apple podcast. And like I said, go ahead and subscribe to Apple because, like I said, I got some episodes that I feel like will be life changing for you. And I'm also going to have episodes that are dedicated to like opening up conversations for you and your children. Because one thing I want, even though I don't have children myself, is to open up a dialogue for kids to have, what people consider hard conversations with their children. Even if your child themselves are about to graduate and go off to college next year or this year, there's certain things you need to be talking to them about. There was just a recent tragedy. Let me see at this college just recently. It wasn't even a week ago. Let me go pull it up because I need this is a conversation you can have with your child right now about hazing and all these different rituals. These kids, his name was Caleb Wilson. He's a Southern University student. Died during a fraternity ritual. First off, this has happened way too many times. Matter of fact, the school, I think themselves, they forbid these fraternities from doing it, but a lot of times it doesn't stop them. But what it comes down to is educating each individual one of your children. The moment you hear a ritual or you gotta do this, go to the proper. When I say the proper authorities, be it the campus police or the admin, it needs to be told that they're still trying to haze. And whoever's doing that, they themselves need to be either a expelled or put on probation. But that shouldn't affect you being a part of that fraternity, and it definitely shouldn't affect the attitude of other students um, about you for telling if they find out it was you. Like you have to teach your children not only to protect themselves, but to protect others from unnecessary stuff like this. Like there's no way that young man should be dead right now. I can't. I'm thinking I don't and in my mind you're like, well, I talked to him about that. Or I did like no. It has to be it literally should be a part of the um a college application. Like a whole you know, they have it now where some people they'll let you send in a tape with your parent and people make jokes about that or whatever for scholarships. I don't know. I don't know what needs to be done to make sure that these conversations are being had. Um, Maybe they need to start having them every week. Keep these kids on their toes. I don't know. But all I know is Caleb Wilson should still be here today. So talk to your children, especially if they talking about pledging and all that. If you're a soror, don't put in their head, well, they might get you to do this. And no, at this point, it should be, let me know and I'll reach out to our chapter president and we'll put an end to that. You need to, if you're a part of these fraternities, sororities, and you know your children are going out for them, or even if you're not, you need to be able to be a safe space for your own child to come to. And it just pisses me off. I I can't even imagine what they had the little boy doing. I don't think it's come out yet. Let's see if we can find what it is he passed from even. They just said a ritual. Hmm. Family breaks silence after death of Southern University student. This is WAFB.com, live and local. The family of Caleb Wilson broke their silence after the tragic loss of their loved one. Caleb Wilson of Kenner, Louisiana, was a junior at Southern University majoring in mechanical engineering. Oh, I'm finna cry. Um, and a proud member of the well-known Human Jukebox. He was in their band. It says, on behalf of the Wilson family, we want to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has offered their love, support, and prayers during this incredibly difficult time. The loss of Caleb has left an unimaginable void in our hearts, but your kindness and compassion have provided some solace. Caleb was a bright and talented young man with a promising future ahead of him. Oh, let me finish reading this. This is beautiful. Without crying, Lord, give me strength. His passion for life, his dedication to his studies, and his love for music and the Southern University Human Jukebox Marching Band. Ah, why do I get so emotional? It's like I knew the child. Hold on. I'm gonna finish reading this. I don't know if it's my cancer in me. Hold on. His love for music and the University Human Jukebox Marching Band were just a few of the many qualities that made him an extraordinary person. We are committed to seeking the truth about the circumstances surrounding Caleb's passing and ensuring that no other family has to endure such a tragedy. We appreciate the efforts of the Baton Rouge Police Department, Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, and the Southern University community in their ongoing investigation and support. As we navigate this painful journey, we ask for your continued prayers and respect for our privacy. We find comfort in knowing that Caleb's spirit lives on in the memories we cherish and the love we hold for him. Thank you once again for your unwavering support. Sincerely, the Wilson family. Wilson passed early Thursday after collapsing during what sources told WAFB was an off-campus and unsanctioned Omega fraternity ritual at a local park. Members of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity were reportedly carrying out a ritual in which pledges stood in line. Wilson was unresponsive when a group of friends brought him to Baton Rouge General Hospital early Thursday morning, and hospital staff pronounced him dead and called Baton Rouge police at 3:15 a.m., triggering a death investigation. According to the East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office, the cause and manner of death are currently undetermined and pending further study and testing. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus, for allowing me to get through that. That was hard to read from that statement from his family because ah, just I imagine. Oh my God, I imagine the wonderful things that young man could have achieved had he just, I don't even know. Lord Jesus, fix it. I pray the family gets the answers that they need, but like they said, I pray that no other child has to endure that. It's like one is enough. One is enough. It's bad enough that people go have abortions left and right. And here's the thing: everybody has their reason behind why they do it. All I know is I've only known of two who've had medical reasons themselves that um they had no choice. All right, the rest of them they getting out here and they hot and that. And not to say I again. I'm not talking about all of them in the world. I'm talking about those that I know of. All right. I'm not saying they hiding ass. They get caught up. They're all like, well, I don't know if he'd be a good daddy, or I'm not ready to be a mom, and it's because he's not. He's showing me he. Well, why are you sleeping with this person? That's why I will. And then on top of that, unprotected or at all, they'd be like, well, accidents happen. Well, no, accidents uh, they do happen, but if you know somebody's not good enough to father your child, why sleep with them to begin with? I don't know, just questions that I have that everybody got their reasoning, I suppose. But again, this comes from somebody who has actively chosen not to have a child, and I'm about to be 40 this year. So again, I can't speak on everybody's experience, but what I can tell you is I've made it, and I'm able to have children. It's not that I'm incapable. It's just that I've protected myself better. And who's to say? I could slip up and get pregnant, but guess what I won't do? I won't go, I don't think I want this baby because that man ain't ish. I'm just not gonna sleep with that man that ain't ish. All right. All right. So again, no judgment. I mean, I don't know how people take um offense to other people's perspectives. I've never really understood that. I've respected everybody's perspective of why they threw away their baby. I just don't understand how they're mad about plight of black people in America when Margaret Sanger is the one who put them abortion clinics uh the hood because she was a eugenicist and wanted to get rid of black people. And what better way to do that than to convince them, oh, well, you don't need that baby. You can't. What do you know how many black people? Do you know there's more black babies aborted in America than there are born each year? So then you have to throw in the fact that abortions became legal over like 30 some years ago. Think about all the black people we could have had to vote. We could have had two, three black presidents over. If that's what you into, just nominating black people to be president because they black. I mean, or wanting to corner the market on a state when it came to a governorship or maybe the mayorship, or these Senate and these Congress and these House seats, we could have gotten the people we've gotten want to get in there and probably gotten some things done in regards to actual black people. But you just go ahead and keep on getting rid of our babies, so that way you can continue complaining about things that we can't get done because we don't have the numbers. You have to ask yourself, how are we still the minority? And then you got all these other different races that come here and make a home here, and they're the majority over us. And we're still, you trying to tell me that we're still the minority? I, and then they're like, no, minorities means anybody but white. No, no, because there are some, there are some Asian people who on their license, it says white. There is some Hispanic people, it says white. I don't even think they have the option. Who put Asian? Do they? I don't know. They have white on theirs. I think we're the only ones that have black. I think they white. What I think Hispanic people have the choice of putting actually just Hispanic if they want to. I'm not even. Let's look up and see, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of Hispanic people. It say white on their license, driver license. I know because I see them. What options of race do you have for driver's license? The race options for a driver's license in Texas are American Indian, or Alaska Native, Asian, Black, or African American, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander, and white. So nowhere in there did they say Hispanic. It says Hispanic or Latino is not a racial category, but it can be selected as an ethnicity option, meaning I don't even freaking know because I don't have ethnicity option on my sex eyes and blue eyes restrictions. Maybe that's just something they put in the system. But like I said, those are the race options for Texas. Now, oh, here we go. And this is the standard racial categorizations used by government agencies. We have white, black, Asian, American Indian, and Pacific Islander. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's for Texas. And I think, like they said, they give you the option of what you want to put if you want to put that. But they recently did that. If you want to put Hispanic. So if you grew up with your Hispanic parents and seeing their driver's license and all they had the option of was for years to put white, what you think they're gonna suggest you do? Hmm. They rather play off like they Italian or something. I don't know. Italians, they don't have the option for Italian on there. Italians gonna choose white. Let's talk about it. They don't have the option for Russian on there. They're gonna choose white. They don't have the option for um Middle Eastern. They're gonna choose white. So again, black people are still minority. Now, when it comes to other black people that come from other countries, I don't know what they choosing, child. They could be choosing black, African American. Um, I don't know. Hell, they might just scribbling immigrant, legal immigrant, legal. I didn't say illegal, legal immigrant. I don't know what they're using, but even with them and in our numbers, we still are the minority. So just remember that the next time you're trying to convince somebody to go down to a clinic and you want to play Black Panther at the end excuse me, at the beginning of election season 20 years from now. And with and that note, I'm gonna call it a night. I think I've already said a bit much on a few things that I feel like should deserve a whole topic, a whole show on. Give me some water. Can't stop coughing. See, the devil don't want me to talk to y'all about saving our black babies. And that's how it moves. But like I said, let's have the conversation. Let's open up the gate to that conversation because we can do better in saving our babies. We can do better in saving our youth. We can do better in saving our young men and our young women from these choices that they're making. Um, the lifestyles that we're presenting on these shows. It's not cute. I don't watch baddies. I've seen episodes not because at my own fruition because somebody else didn't cut them on, and I'm sitting here like I'm trying to figure out what's going on because all I'm seeing is fist flying, and nobody didn't even say nothing. And be like, oh well, she was mad at her from last year or 2 weeks ago. She said something, and tonight it just popped off, and I'd be like, she just said I'm gonna go to bed, and the girl took offense and started swinging on her. I don't know. All I know is the things that we allow to mold our brains and our hearts aren't aligning to where we need to go as a people. And a lot of people take offense to me saying that. And it's like, well, that don't make them a bad person. Well, what I'm saying doesn't make me one either. But I'm not really down with the culture as a whole. Uh, I don't even listen to hip hop like that no more. Like, there's some things I listen to, but It's getting draining. It's getting very scary out there when it comes to what's going on. But again, check me out. This is the first episode. More to come. Lastbiatch.com to stay up to date with what's going on. I'll holla.
Me, my bitches. Me, my bitches. Me, my bitches. Me, my bitches.